Hello fellow trailblazers, welcome back to yet another video. As promised, as part of the Global Money Week campaign initiative that I'm doing is, as you might recall, I'm reviewing a couple of financial products from the local banks. But for this particular video, I decided to do something very different because, again, I haven't really used the Lesotho PostBank except for one of their products, Kheti. So I thought it was a bit unfair for me to do a review on them without actually having used some of their products in the entire bouquet of the products. So I decided to do something very different and actually have a conversation with Lesotho PostBank, and I'll be chatting to M'e Bokang. She'll also introduce herself, and then we'll really get to know what Lesotho PostBank is all about. I've prepared a couple of difficult questions. So M'e Bokang, I hope you're ready for this amazing conversation. Let's get started. Let's start with an introduction. Who are you and what do you do at Lesotho PostBank?
Okay, I am Bokang Mareka. I think that you covered very well. And I'm responsible for strategy, monitoring, and evaluation, so to say. So that's what the title is.
Oh.
And that's a portfolio really that I hold.
Okay.
Yes.
And are you enjoying the portfolio?
I am super good. You know,
Great.
It talks about strategy. So remember, strategy says what is it that we want to do, and I am responsible for that. In as far as my managing director is concerned.
Ooh.
It is what he has assigned that I run with it. I help in seeing and monitoring the planning side of it. So it's quite a big task that needs an open-minded someone with a focus into the future and understanding the environment that you're at and what's happening around you now. So yeah, that's what I'm about.
I like when you say understanding the environment you're in.
Yeah.
And Lesotho PostBank really has positioned or branded itself as the only Basotho, 100% Basotho owned company or bank.
Okay.
Why is that important and what does it really mean to the layman on the streets?
Okay. So Lesotho PostBank is wholly owned by the government of Lesotho, meaning that we are a state-owned entity, if you want. So to say we are the only Basotho bank basically says we understand the culture, we understand the norms, we relate to Basotho in their way of living, and we understand what they need, and therefore we bring solutions that are catered to their specific problems or challenges in as far as banking it's concerned. So we don't just become the only Basotho bank because we are under the management or we are led by Basotho per se. But we say the bigger spectrum. What is it that they want? How do they want banking? How do they understand banking? You know, and we try and come up with solutions by introducing products and offering services that will cater specifically for Basotho in that light.
Oh wow, the culture. I think from the response I picked up the word culture. And for me, when you come up with solutions and services that speak to address or seek to address what Basotho are looking for, there's this big movement towards financial inclusion.
Yes.
And there are some people who are underbanked or unbanked completely.
Correct.
What are some of the initiatives, again, from the services and a products perspective, that Lesotho PostBank is doing to include, make sure that everybody is financially included?
Okay, so maybe let's go back a little bit and say we are owned by the government of Lesotho. So that says they have given us or assigned us as Lesotho PostBank a mandate. And that mandate is to really take care of the unbanked and the underbanked population of Basotho. That says they are active, you know, economically, but probably they lack certain things. So we come in then and say, how do we make sure that we make banking in a different manner, but that is able to reach out to someone who's even in the rural areas, right in the highlands, but they still have a touch or understanding of banking. So how do we bring our services to them? That is what we call financial inclusion. So then we are saying, is it an ATM that they need so that they can transact? there is such an ATM. If you look at Lesotho PostBank, in every district in this country, we do have an ATM. Is it a branch? We have the spread, we have the footing. Maybe not all 10 districts currently, but we are majorly covered. So we look at products like Khetsi. We are addressing now the financial inclusion mandate. We are saying Khetsi, it's for everyone. Whether you are on a mobile operator, the network, that's different. That's not a problem, but you can have Khetsi. You don't even have to have a bank account with us to have Khetsi. So that says inclusion on its own. So that this looks at the senior citizens. Whether you are a student, whether you are somebody who's working or somebody without a job, but to a certain extent you are you are economically active, you are able to be catered for. So you have our products. So that's what you're talking about. So in as far as the financial mandate it's concerned, we're really covering a bigger area, and we still continue to do so. But at this end, we focus, I think, right now mainly in the rural areas, in the highlands, where we say it is about time that the bank goes to the people.
Talking about the rural, so for me, people have this perception that Lesotho PostBank caters for the underbanked, the people predominantly in the rural areas. And in your response, you mentioned that whether you are young or you're old, Lesotho PostBank really goes above and beyond to make sure that you are included.
Yes.
So when you talk about segmentation, what type of demographic or customers does Lesotho Bank specifically cater for?
All right. So if you look at it, when Lesotho PostBank was established, it was very clear that we had the low end of the market, but not so with the current or in the latter, in that everybody seemed to love this pie. Everybody wants to have a part of Lesotho PostBank. And so that says we try to expand then this mandate and say everybody is welcome. Whether you are a small business, whether you are a corporate, you are a student, you are a citizen, senior citizens, like you're saying, young and old, you have a product that you will find within Lesotho PostBank product offering and services that is going to help you, whether it's a transactional account, an investment account, short-term, medium-term, or long-term. There is definitely something there for you. So we're no longer really looking at the rural only right now, as it was a premise maybe in the past.
And for me, while doing research, because I love to do my research, one of the values that speaks to Lesotho PostBank is innovate,
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of traction in terms of the innovation. I mean, you spoke about ATMs, which for a normal person would say it's a bit old school. But now there's Khetsi, now there is internet banking, now there's a mobile app, mobile banking, What has been, also relating it to the values, and again to the strategy, what is the strategy in terms of digitizing services? Okay,
so from what you said, my answer to you is we are a bank that is customer centric. We do it for the customer. Whatever it is that we do, we have you as our customer in mind. So that propels us then to be innovative in approach. It says, how do we make banking, because I think if you look at our slogan, we say we are affordable, we are accessible anytime.
Yeah.
So within that is a basis, that becomes the core, it becomes the pillar in all that we do, that we maintain as such, and that at any time when you come, you really find us to be answering those three factors that you find in our motto. So you've already pointed number of products that we offer. So we are saying it will be a miss of Lesotho PostBank to stay in the old when the banking industry is changing rapidly and we have to catch up. This is then where we get to understand the use and the importance of technology. And as such, we introduced our products. I think, first of all, before we could even come there, a study or analysis in terms of our systems then was undertaken to say we are moving from what we were known to be in the past. As you alluded, the passbook, the buka. So how do we move from that era to a decade later, coming and introducing the products that are digital. And that is exactly what we did. From the system analysis that the bank did, they decided to upgrade their core banking system, which expanded their capacity and allowed them to offer more, meaning the innovation then came right there. Because we have this platform that we could play on, we were able to bring different classes of products, looking at everybody that has got interest and not limit. This is why you have your mobile banking. It talks about convenience. It says you do not probably have to come to the bank every time. You can do bank where you are, right? Accessibility that we were talking about. Then you talk about your internet banking, even for businesses, they can do that. You talk about Khetsi, does not only speak about financial inclusion, it also says we are still trying to be accessible and to make sure that you have your services wherever you are at any time.
So the one question that also comes to mind, I'm very passionate about digital financial education.
Okay.
So what I see is a lot of financial services providers are going digital, and they're, providing innovative solutions to bring convenience, speed, and accessibility. But for me, I always feel like we are leaving the customer behind.
Correct.
We live in a country where there's a digital divide. We live in a country where financial literacy is still very low. So what are some of the initiatives that Lesotho PostBank is doing to take their customers on this digital journey? Because, I'm imagining a case where I'm on the internet banking and I leave, I forget to log out, and then somebody what kind of initiatives are we doing to train or educate our customers to embrace the digital era?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. And in saying this, you remind me that not everybody out there is in a happy mode or really wants to see success. So we have what we call customer forums. We cover the financial literacy programs even in our own language. So we would traditional, this is what we would do. Corona came with a whole lot of changes. So we would then hold this forums where we educate our customers on financial matters, be it young or old. We would go right if you want. But currently what we do, however, in a very limited manner, thank God for technology, once again, we do have this on Facebook or on all social media platforms, where we try and create awareness and try to help you and give you confidence that you can still do banking, even under the circumstances that are otherwise abnormal, but you get to normalize the situations and make you realize that banking can still happen, where we are, or during this particular era that otherwise everybody sometimes it's so unsettled about, am I doing this, who's seeing me, the cyber attacks and all those. So we still continue to do that. We also use other medium like your radio. You will find, we talk to you on your newspapers. Yeah. We talk to you in our branches, as the customers walk in. We still try to expand our education programs in as far as financial literacy is concerned.
And I think, thank you very much. In the last minute or so for closing remarks, what does 2021 look like for Lesotho PostBank? And then the second question is, what do you say to a young female who's trying to start a career in the banking industry?
All right. 2021, we're very optimistic. We have heard Corona or COVID-19 beating everybody last year and coming up at the moment where we were not anticipating. But thank God, because we have our leader, and Adel Kawe, he's very dynamic. He's a great leader together with the board. So we get direction, we get that strong leadership from them. They guide us in terms of our strategy, they guide us on the activities that we have to undertake and to see that really does happen and successfully so. So we have full support as Lesotho PostBank, as employees, and also that is extended to our customers across. That Lesotho PostBank is here to stay. It is a going concern, if you want. It is sustainable, so there is no need to worry. Yes, we coming from your 2020 where we have heard those challenges with the COVID-19, we are now more prepared as we walked into 2020 in every area of our functions to say, how are we going to continue doing business in an not so normal, in a new normal, they say. So we are ready. We can instill this confidence. We can allow our customers, as they are watching or wherever they are, to know that Lesotho PostBank would still carry on and be able to give them the services that they know. Nothing is going to be lacking. For
Fantastic.
a lady or a young person that wants to come into the banking industry, I am going to say Lesotho PostBank, it's your deal. We are relentless. We are an employer of choice. We love Basotho. There is a place for everybody. Ndadalikawi, it's very passionate about Basotho, be it in business, be it in career, in terms of developing. He is very, very, his heart is there. I don't know how to explain it better, but you are all encouraged to come and be part of the bigger bank. You can start your career here. You may want to move from where you are and come in. The door is open. And there is nothing that we preach other than saying we are customer centric. It's going to help you grow. We understand the needs of our customers. It says you come here with a mentality knowing that you're going to serve when you come. We pride ourselves in service excellence. We may not be where we want to be, but I can assure you we are not where we used to be. And therefore, we're getting along with that. If you come in, you're going to learn. You are going to be empowered to become. So one day when you're on your own, you know what to do. Or you can even be a future leader. Who knows? Maybe the managing director of Lesotho PostBank, another one, would just come from the young generation that we see now. So we encourage them to come and join this Lesotho PostBank. And there is no bank like this one.
All right.
There is no bank like Lesotho
Thank you,
PostBank.
M'e Bokang. Affordable, accessible, anytime. This is Lesotho PostBank.
Yes.
Thank you very much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to drop your questions in the description box below and let me know how this conversation was. And of course, which of the Lesotho PostBank product you're currently enjoying and how that is going. Until the next video, love, peace, and money. Thank you very much.
Thank you.